Okay. Double checking all the systems. Music beat, good. Game, good. Microphone. Seems alright, right? Seems alright to me. Alright to me. Helen, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you, thank you. This one's another one coming in from Lucky. And then a hero girl comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright. You know what we'd like to start off with. It's the start of stream stretch! Oh, God. Up in the air. Up in the air. Ugh. Roll your neck back and forth. Make sure your shoulder blades touching if they can. Don't hurt yourself. Take it nice and slow. Starts to hurt, like, you know, just like stop there. Just hold it for a few seconds before you let yourself relax. Woo! And then thank you for the 100 biddies, Lucky. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And congratulations on reaching Act 3. Gonna be a good. Shall we get started? Let's do it. Hey there, heroes! My name is Hero Girl. I'm your friendly local neighborhood hero tuber, and this is The Daily Grind. This is that time of the day where we come on and we grind our dailies. So, last week we started thinking about something. Started realizing, hey, when we don't have like a million things going on, we can finish our Wondrous Tales by like the end of the week. PvP is like, you know, a thing that we do each day, but strictly speaking, Monday just kind of becomes an awkward day for Final Fantasy XIV. So, what if, actually, I rewarded myself for staying on top of Final Fantasy XIV by playing a whole Monday of Magic? Which is pretty great considering that we have like 3 dailies after I take a whole weekend to not do dailies. At the exact same time though, like I did spend quite a bit of time playing Magic over the weekend. That's because I was working on this! This Brawl deck. It's built around Madam Hydra. Whenever you cast a villain spell, you make a 2/1 black villain creature token with menace. In other words, he makes goons! Not you know, the current modern Twitch iteration. I mean classic goons! Henchmen! Henchwenches! Lackeys! Thugs! The classic. And so I spent like more than a few hours working on this deck, trying to figure out what I wanted to do with it. And so far what we actually have is a creature spam deck. The general idea is going to be something to the effect of turn 1, try and disrupt them with some sort of hand disruption or bolt their mana dork or whatever. Turn 2, play something that ramps us up and or lets us play yet another piece of interaction. Turn 3, play Madam Hydra. Turn 4, spam as many villains as we can and just make an army of goons. I really wanted to find the sound clip of Bane from the Harley Quinn show, season 2, where the goons are on strike, and Bane is like, "We need goons. I can't figure out how to work this confounded coffee machine without our goons." Would have been there sooner, but after the first fail against Morgan, just went back to my last save and got to crafting stuff in the fun size forge. That's what you gotta do, man. That's what you gotta do. You gotta stay on top of that gear train. But we'll have time to talk about that. So, I'm not gonna lie. Putting this deck together took a massive bite out of my rares and mythics. But I really like what we've gotten so far. Like, we get to play with Dr. Doom, we get Modok, Madam Mask is the other Doom creator. Goon creator. But also Crimson Cow. Some of these cards I haven't had a chance to try out with. I had this weird experience, right? Like, I'm already, like, not fantastic at deck building. That's my secret, Cap. I am actually a horrible, horrible deck builder. I am not good at it. The way I do this is I ram my head against the wall, like, 30 times before, like, I figure shit out. But because of like both of the different sets and me accidentally just like looking up different things rather than just like type villain, I couldn't find all the stuff that I want that I was going to initially build around, so it took a little bit longer than usual. But hey, you know what? That's fine. We got Swarm, Being of Thieves. We have like a discard something, since some of these cards do have Mayhem, and we have some payoffs for that. Freak is a discard outlet. Ultimate Green Goblin is a discard outlet. We've got Hobgoblin here as a discard payoff. And then we also have other payoffs for spamming a bunch of villains, like the Hydra Assault Robot, which pings for 1 every time a villain comes into play. Yellow Jacket, which gets powered up every time a villain comes into play. So Madam Hydra just like gives us extra value for playing our villains. So as long as we can literally drop our hand, we're going to try and overwhelm them. The actual draw engine is a little lacking still. This deck is still in progress. But I at least like the core that I've built up. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be playing like this deck for 2 hours straight. And then tomorrow, since Final Fantasy XIV, the week starts on Tuesday. For some reason, it starts that way with set release for Arena 2. Couldn't tell you why that is. Maybe it's just because they don't work over the weekend and they come back on Monday. That's when they finalize everything. Who knows? But at least for Final Fantasy XIV, the week starts on Tuesday. So we don't get our Wondrous Tales until tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll go back and we'll get our Wondrous Tales and get all that going. For now, though, today's a nice Magic Day. And who knows? Maybe I'll even get a little bit better at yapping while playing Magic. Oh, and that's the other thing, too. I did experiment with trying out my normal playlist during Final Fantasy XIV. I was rewatching the VOD a little bit, and it feels weird. It feels weird to watch something where I have like such a strong association with specific music to then have like my playlist playing over top of it normally. But I don't know how you all feel about that, so like please let me know if you prefer like the ambiance music, you know, like the different cityscape music, the PvP music and stuff like that, coloring the action. Leave a comment below on the YouTube VOD. Also, is it just me, or has the queue gotten longer since the matchmaking adjustments? I know matchmaking is constantly being tweaked, but like... Alright, Madam Hydra versus Iroh Grand Lotus. This is going to be a Storm deck. Storm deck that can also like... Well, they can't flashback Time Warp anymore, so that's good. But they are going to play Storm. Because during each turn, each lesson card you grave has flashback 1, and each non-lesson has flashback cost equal to that card's mana cost, so we need to hit them like hard and fast. Turn 1 Thoughtseize. I can't even play it off the Phyrexian Tower. This tower is starting to become a liability. Mind Spike, Techno Terror, Unburied, Jacket, Bolt. I don't have the sauce. Like, this is pretty... Got the early game interaction that I might want to get some Iroh. I think I'm taking one more mulligan. Okay, there we go. That's what we want to see. Dark Ritual into Black Market is pretty good. Am I willing to put back the Rebirth? I think I am. Because then this is all gas. And unless they have a Force Negation, Black Market just resolves. And I am going to go ahead and go -6 on the first one. Alright, yep. Go this. We're doing this specific so that way we have the pressure on board. Synthoids, that's going to dig us to 2 lands straight. Yeah, that's what I want. I want both of those lands immediately. Ooh, what is this? Add 1 mana of any color, spin only cast instant sorceries. Choose an instant or sorcery in your hand. It incorporates blue-red and gains when you cast a spell, copy it. Gotcha. Alright, then. Let's see. I can play the Doom Harbinger now. But I'm going to wait a turn. I'm going to wait a turn because I am going to play Madam Hydra next turn. Oh, double rampant growth. Okay, so that's basically like a explosive vegetation. Okay, we can work with that. Tombstone Career Criminal. I can use that to buy back Madam Hydra if I need to. Alright, go ahead and grab the 3. Go ahead, play Villain Hideout. They might just Wrath here. I would be very sad if that was the case. Oh boy! Adding 2 red to any of the time lock spells is really powerful. It also could be Aetherized, though. No? It's just the second main phase hipster? Okay. Okay, turn up to 1 target non-land permanent to its hand. Search your library for a basic land. Battlefield tapped. Not ideal, but I've already gotten some good value here. So let's go and do it like this. I do need to drop the duress first and foremost. Okay, Planar Genesis, 3 steps ahead. Ponder. 4 damage to each creature and Planeswalker would be faster, actually. This one gets a counter. I'm trying to think. If I play Tombstone, everything becomes automatically cheaper. Even though I don't get the value. Then whenever another artifact you control. Yeah. Yes. Whenever another artifact creature, so we want to play Harbinger. It's either Crook or Hydra. Let's go. Alright, so they do have to dig for their next card. And we have a boatload of pressure currently. Tombstone, I keep getting into situations where this card feels awkward because I don't have a target to just like get the villain back, but I also want the cost reduction. Because we have 4 mana right now. They have 1, 2, 3, 6 mana remaining. They're still digging. They're still digging really hard. Numbers 8, 10, 11. Ooh, boy, that's not good. That is not good at all because Iroh is going to come down. Going to give a flashback. So that's going to be 6 plus whatever cost. So that's going to be 11. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Flashback cost equal to its mana cost. I hate that. I don't like that one bit. Power and toughness. Cut down's not going to work. Flying Master Vault isn't going to work. Target villain you control connives. It might be a connive situation because right now this is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10, 11. I can drop the Hydra, but I also can't. That is really, really unfortunate. All right then. So let's go ahead. We'll play the Agent of Hydra. We'll play the Black Market Connections. And then hopefully what happens is if their solution is to wipe the board. Okay, yeah, they're going to play out their 3 steps ahead. 1, 2. I'm going to use that as our actual count. Fine by. Now they wipe the board. Agents of Hydra. Still makes a 2-1. And then I can connive here and get him for lethal. The practice. Yep, okay. So then, yeah. Move Mad Hydra to the zone. That's fine by me. This is total power and toughness 5 or less. This does not kill Iroh. We're literally just trying to get over the finish line. Goods! Alright, get rid of that. Cut down. Yes! Yes! Clearly! Clearly, Fire Lord Ozai needed more goods! Oh my god. Yep, that's exactly what we want to do. And like, the deck feels really hedgy to me because we're just not playing enough interaction in some parts, or the interaction is super narrow. But if you can just like go wide, deal a bunch of damage, then get over the finish line, like, who cares, right? That's the theory behind the deck. And right there, that is case in point. Bit of a sketch hand, though. Definitely got lucky hitting a couple of lanes off the top. And then, of course, like, you know, having yield Hydra agent helped a ton, too. Because if they, without the ability to just, like, replace itself and make another goon. That being said, real quick. There is, like, another villain that I think about putting into this deck. I do want it in specifically so that way when we have those situations for board wipes. Yeah, I ended up cutting it because I was like, am I really going to be, like, playing this regularly? But we are going to be looking at Minotaur, Rocks, and CEO and maybe trying to find a slot for this guy to go in. Because this is whenever it or another non-token creature you control dies, you make a goon! Heyo, how's it going? Neon, hey! Thank you for stopping by. Everything is going a-okay. We're just starting to stream here on a Magic Monday. We're trying out some Madam Hydra here. Alright. Goons versus Stark. Who would win? Okay. We've got Call the Week here. We can start off with Alex Wilder. Also potentially a Vampiric Tutor. I don't hate that. That still gets us a turn 3 Madam Hydra. Or Stark? Yeah. It might be that I need to use this tutor to grab, like, removal for Stark. Playing some Goblin Stupidity? Hell yeah. Alright, decision time. Am I playing Alex Wilder or am I playing Vampiric Tutor? Go ahead and tutor. And I could actually use this to play Doom. Doom might be, like, the best card that I can resolve here, right? Let's try it out. I haven't had a chance to actually, like, play Doom yet. Let's see. Don't stifle me? Alright, we got there. Grab Blood Crypt, I guess. Here's Alex Wilder. Pass the turn. And then next turn we can Call the Week into Doom and start reloading. Tutor? How do you mean? Tutor referring to the Vampiric Tutor that we just played. Tutor being the shorthand magic term for being able to search your deck for a given card. Technically, fetch lands also quote tutor, but it really more colloquially means like you can search for a wider breadth of cards. Okay, you make the artifacts cost for 2/2, right? Okay then. Go ahead, get the free roll attack. Show no fear. Free attack successful. Let's see. This is going to give me 7 mana. I could go Madam Hydra into Ultimate Green Goblin. That would give me, what, 4 mana the next turn, but then I think Dr. Doom is just better. Don't daze me. Alright, Doom's on board. This is mill 2, gain 2. This is stack. I really want to play out the Green Goblin so I can, like, afford Madam Hydra now. They've got their Mox Opal online. They're gonna try and play him out as Iron Man. Oh no, they just have Urza, Lord High Artificer. Okay, yeah, that's legit. Doom's indestructible as long as we control an artifact creature or a plant. So it doesn't even have to be his Doom bots. It can literally just be Doom servo guards or whatever. This is definitely not the preferred way I'd be doing this, I'll tell you that. Alright, here's Ultimate Green Goblin. No attacks, pass the turn. Draw another card. Phyrexian Tower. I can discard Swarm of Bees. That will get Mayhem. I can go Madam Hydra into Swarm. Yep, they did just play him as Iron Man. That's not bad. Beginning of combat of your turn, you can put an artifact from your hand on the field, and then if it's an equipment, it attaches to him. Okay, so they're going with Endstone. That is gonna be risky for them. I think we can punish them for it. But also, we gotta, like, turbo go now. Otherwise, they do just, like, completely storm off, take over. Because the Endstone will draw them a card every time they play a land or cast a spell. So then, yeah. So, like I said, we're gonna go ahead and discard Bees. Draw for turn. Cut down would kill Tara Branford. So then, let's do it like this. I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice one of Doom's bots here. We're going to cut down Tara. There we go. Okay, so no free mana for them. You'd love to see that. Here's Madam Hydra. Resolves. Here's a bee. Now we get free goon power. And I still can't attack into that 7/7, at least not yet. Notably, we could connive with Spy Masters. I also just, like, might die from the fact that that is just, like, 7 power coming in. So the Swarm of Bees is probably blocking Iron Man. We have to kill him in, like, one swoop. So that's the tricky. How many cards do I have? I have plenty of cards, so I can go Alex Wilder. Yep, and so it's drawing them all the cards they need. I don't know if I can go wide enough, fast enough for this. Okay, they leave everything back. Yeah, drop the mountain. You have a bunch of things. They have 2 flyers now. I can Alpha Strike them next turn. Right now, we don't have enough hats on hats. And I don't have a profitable block with the goon. So then... yes, let's go... what I'm probably going to end up doing... I need the goons to survive. I also want this to survive because of Dark. So let's go black, black. We'll go ahead and cast White Widow. She'll make a new one. And then finally sacrifice her. Go ahead and play Hammerhead. That way if we have to chump block or anything else, just like pile information on him, pass the turn. And then as long as we can get back to our turn, we might have a chance. Dr. Doom does draw us an extra card. That's actually huge for like the... that's important for Ultimate Green Goblin reasons. Now we're hellbent, so whatever Doom draws us is going to get discarded. This is it. Okay, are they grabbing Paradox Engine? 1, 2, 3. They don't have enough to play Paradox Engine. Their enthusiastic Macnaut does reduce its cost by 1. Extinguisher Battleship. Oh shit! Right. Right. Okay. Yeah, that's just game. I forgot that Iron Man puts it into play. Fuck. Alright. Well, that happened. And that also kind of like shows off exactly why I want to mulligan for fast mana as much as possible. Because anytime that we get into these, you know, even slightly mid-rangey games, the deck can fall apart. They had a 3-5 and a 5-5. I was not going to be able to punch through 15 life on one card and survive 2 extra turns. Oh, hey, Captain America team leader. Alright. Oh my god, you were subject to that? Subject to which part? Let's see. We go first. Mind Spikes is probably not going to work. If this is anything like Amy's deck, it's going to be like Creature Central. So we're going to get punched square in the face. Arcane Signet helps a bit. Dr. Doom helps a bit. Super Adaptoid might work out. I don't have the early interaction that I really, really want. But I guess I'll try it out. I guess I also could have played the Trawler face down there. Okay, there we go. Arcane Signet. Play Madam Hydra. Play out the villain's hideout, perhaps? Okay, so I'm gonna go Mind Stone. Mind Stone. I'm gonna play out the Cavern Souls on the off chance that they might have Mana Tithe. And then... Alright, let's see if Madam Hydra makes it around. I didn't see a stop for Swords to Plowshares. D mid, but good range. Sometimes the mid-range pile is actually just mid. Wait, Heuristic Study? Oh, poor baby. Poor baby. I didn't realize that we were doing that. Alright, auto pay. They don't know, chat. They don't know that you're not supposed to play Heuristic Study in Brawl. And, like, I don't actually have that much... So right now I don't have any pressure on me, right? So I'm free to just, like, do things as I will. I can use Dr. Doom to draw me extra cards. Alright, yep, that's Cap. They can play a creature, and then a bunch of stuff will get buffed up. Cap's gonna get a counter. Nighthawk is gonna get a counter. Who cares? This is activated only at sorcery. I've got Hydra Dude here. I do need to attack with Victor. So if I attack with Victor and the goons, I'm pretty good there. Just a question of, do I double block? No, I think I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Ooh, Vampire. That's... Because, like, now no matter how this works out, like, I just come out on top, and I can Vampiric Tutor for removal. Like, if I grab a Bolt, I can hit Cap, and I'm not going to lose tempo on it either. Like, the reason I like the goons... Oh, yeah. Okay, that works. Captain America Super Soldier gives all of them hexproof. So then... What? Am I just grabbing Dr. Doom, then? I might just grab Dr. They get to draw an extra card, but that's kind of whatever as well. Like, okay. Super Soldier has Vigilance. Again, whatever. Pass, no blocks. Like, if they're gonna win, it's not because of heuristic study. It's gonna be because Cap is actually just really good at applying pressure if you don't actually, like, kick him back. Yep. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead. Pay the one there. What do we grab here that gets us through Cap now? I feel like I might want to put, like, a dual tactics in here just to, like, get through some final blockers. Onyx not bad. Playing a lot of the new Marvel Rival decks? I wouldn't say that. Like, am I personally playing them? Eh. Am I playing against them? I've seen a few. The Urza's Incubator isn't bad either. That would let me, like... Actually, Urza's Incubator. Pay that. I get to just, like, drop a bunch of other stuff, too. Whatever villain energy you may have it connive. What's the play? Because Cap currently, like, gets eaten. Then... I play the Super Adaptoid. Might be it. Want something that, like, pushes us. Call the Week. It could be Call the Week. Because then I could just, like, spam a bunch of stuff out. Try it out. See, then I can even, like, drop the Harbinger. Play Baron Strucker. Yeah, so we'll do it like this. I discard the Harbinger. Play that. Go to combat. Attack. I mean, Cap just doesn't die if it blocks Dr. Doom, and it prevents the damage, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. So I don't actually gain the life, which is unfortunate. I need 5 mana to do... Can I afford to... Well... I kind of already agreed that, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Alright, we're gonna go ahead, crack this. We're gonna grab another swamp. And now I have 4, 5, 6. I can afford to pay for this once. Oh, right. Okay. And now I could just go ahead and pay for this one. I got, like, 1 draw out of this. Yeah, we'll go ahead and connive. That's basically... If I block Captain America... If I choose, like, the... I don't think the flyer matters. I could hit Dr. Doom, and that would matter. I don't mind. I'll say this. Do I need to use the super adaptoid to like block Cap then? I might. Like, we did get a bunch of blockers. I might have to use Madame Hydra as like a de facto like blocker here and just rely on Doom and a Taptoid. Maybe. It depends on how this turn goes. I mentioned this before when we were going over the deck, but I did end up spending quite a few wild cards. And that's partially because, like, the stupid extra set that some of these cards are in is just... it's a pain. Put a counter on each other creature. That's... okay, so I can, like one of these go through? Oh, okay. Bump to the bump to the bump. That's only going to be 9 if they don't. Yeah. The bump to the bumble. Bump to the bump to the base to the base to the bump to the bump to the base to the base. Hero girl, my mind has gone to the dark side of magic. And what exactly is the dark side of magic there? Ooh, Ultron. Enters or attacks, make a 2/2 colorless robot artifact token. Whenever another artifact is put into your graveyard from the battlefield or an artifact is put, lose a life. I can play this. I've also got like a flyer currently available with Super Adaptoid. How do we want to do this? I think I want to connive, right? Yeah, we just always we just keep conniving. We put it on. If I drop the Ron, I get a counter. I don't think I can win if I just attack. We attack with Dr. Doom, we attack with Super Adaptoid, we attack with the Goons for sure. And then... can I survive a crackback? That would get me 11 life. That would get me 11 life. I potentially take out 2 cards. You know what? Fuck it. Then, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and make Super Adaptoid fly. We're just gonna see what happens. You thinking about making a sliver deck? Teddy, I can promise you. I can 100% promise you. That is not the dark side of magic. Okay, so that's 5, 8, that's 13? Yeah, that's game. Bad guys win, good guys lose. What is the dark side of magic then? That's the secret, Teddy. There is no dark side of magic, at least not when it comes to, like, you know, deck building. The dark side of magic is being a toxic ass gamer who tells other people that whatever they're doing is bad and they should feel bad. The dark side of magic is any sort of elitism that people try and throw around. When people go on Reddit and they go, "Oh, this commander is bullshit. Oh, why is this allowed? What's he?" And they're talking about like Atali or whatever. That's the dark side of magic. We call that salt. And we're not about salt here on this channel. So, like, embrace it. Embrace it. If someone tells you that you are a scumbag or that you are evil for playing, say, hard control or stacks or, you know, mass land destruction or anything like that, embrace it. Embrace it. You know, at least as far as like one-on-one magic. If you're playing multiplayer commander, like, you know, be an adult, have a conversation with your pod, be like, "Hey, so this is the kind of stuff that I want to do. Do we need to, like, adjust the power level, or, like, how okay are we on this? Where's the line?" You know, be a human being and have a conversation with another human being. Atali is the dinosaur commander. Atali is the dinosaur commander. But also, like, the 7-mana Atali. Very often, it's just ramp, 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 play Atali, and basically use it as a draw 2 free spells. Until you reach Mythic, you'll see these stupid annoying decks that after it's just 5s. Fortunately, I'm not in Mythic yet. I think I'm still in gold in my comp ratings. Like, right now, because we're playing Madam Hydra, and she is not a good commander. I don't think that she is a good commander, but you can do some funny things with her if you just, like, get the right spam. Maybe I got a little bit gun-shy on the Ristic Study, and I should have just, like, pushed. That's what I should have done. I should have just, like, pushed a bunch. But, like, again, Ristic Study, slowing me down a little bit isn't why they won. It's either me not playing into it, and also just the fact that Captain America is an absolute beating if you don't draw removal, and we didn't draw our removal, so c'est la vie. Mythic is the vibe. You can vibe in Mythic, yeah. I've got like a Matoya deck that I'm trying to take to Mythic. I've got Garland. I've got some off-meta stuff. Some of the more what's the word? Viable. Right now, the viable commanders are just commanders that I'm not particularly excited to play. Like I'll even pull it up real quick right now since you are a follow real quick just to like show it off, but so like I've got this deck. I've got Garland right here. And this is basically a red-black tempo deck is what it's trying to be. It's kind of like red-black Delver, but without the counterspell support. The idea being that because Garland can surveil the way that a Dragon's Rage Channeler works, we should be able to just like keep digging through gas even when we get to a Hellbent state. The Moss Hydra has made me hate Landfall. I mean, a lot of people have gotten a little tired of Landfall. In part because Landfall is just literally you are getting rewarded for doing the thing that you probably want to do anyway. Like, you're not wrong that the Mossborn Hydra is a very strong card. But this too tends to just end up being an interaction check. And it really comes down to like how much interaction checking are you willing to do? Some of these decks, they will just present threat after threat after threat, and that's what their game plan is, but don't have like a lot after that. This is where the control decks really work out, because then they can, 2 for 1, 3 for 1, sometimes even 4 for 1 with a Wrath. And so if you really hate Landfall, control ends up being pretty good against that. Now we're standard speaking. My deck is mainly defeated by Landfall. I mean, Landfall good. Interaction checking. 100, 1000 out of turn 3? Yeah. Yeah. What? You don't play Bitter Triumph in your deck? Like, you're not playing Bitter Triumph, which is literally just like 2 mana kill the thing? Or Long Goodbye, which is like 2 mana destroy the thing as long as it costs 3 or less, and also this can't be countered? Yeah, that's why we call it an interaction check. That's why when we look at Captain America, the Jeskai Captain America deck, this is a deck that will punish you if you do not have interaction in your first couple of turns. Because they didn't do anything the first 2 turns in that matchup, right? They gave us 2 turns for free, they played Heuristic Study, and then they played Captain America. And it's like, if we just kill Captain America, which, hey, you know what, he's a comic book hero, he should be used to that. Then, like, they're playing a bunch of mediocre heroes that don't have as much effectiveness because they're not suddenly getting buffed to hell, right? Now, there is a limit to how much, an interaction check can be called fair. And I think you see a little bit of that in competitive. Some of these decks do require specific answers, like, I think Long Goodbye needing to be included in a deck to help deal with Katara, since she is pretty popular. can end up being a little much, especially if you're playing competitive for the first time. But that's still what it is. It's still an interaction deck to keep people from just like snowballing. And that's kind of what we're doing right here. We are playing Hydra. We're playing Madam Hydra here. And if they don't answer Madam Hydra and we're just allowed to like spam our goons, then we win. Got a fun Goblin deck, but I love the fact it's mainly defeated by Hydra agents before the Marvel decks existed. Deck was good. First completely self-created deck. That's good. That's good. I am not a good deck builder. I have to run my head against the wall like 30 times straight before I even figure out what I want to do with the deck or what's going wrong. Hold on. Did I have a... Oh, there was another deck. Got the Matoya deck here. And when I play ladder, especially when I want to play blue, this is what I want to play. Matoya is significantly worse than Katara. Because Katara just has like so much raw power from her experience counters. Why play a bunch of cards that have to... Why play a 1/4 that doesn't do anything on its own when you can play a 1/3 that just needs you to play tempo cards, right? But this deck is just so much fun. I like playing with Matoya. Need Farewell and more of your decks that can play white. Only if you're playing control decks. Only if you're playing control decks. Do not put it in a deck just because it's like a good answer to, you know, stuff like it is in Commander. If you're playing a creature deck, don't play Farewell. If you're playing a mid-range deck, don't play Farewell. Play more single target removal and play more draw power so that way you can find it more easily. Or play aggro decks that can get underneath the ramp decks and the control decks. Would you call Shrines a control deck? Honestly, it kind of is. Like, you can play Farewell. Shrines deck would actually be a good one for Farewell because you just wipe all the creatures off the board. And then you get your Shrines just like accruing value. Like, High Bay is a really easy and straightforward Shrines deck, control deck to play. Because what you need to include is not all the Shrines, first of all. Not all the Shrines. Just like the good ones. Like ones that might help mana fix, ones that are removal, ones that draw cards and ramp, etc, etc, etc. You play counter magic, you play flicker stuff so you can flicker High Bay, and then you also get to play your Wraths and, you know, giggle as your value engine just like starts going off the way that, you know, it would in Mousetrap. Also, we're in the draw here. We're up against the Emperor Palamecia. Red Room Recruit to start with. No, Jet Medallion. Ultron into traps. No early interaction, but I'll keep it because it has the ramp to start. To play the joke, 1v1 me, you dubber. Alright, go ahead, we'll play the medallion. And then next turn, we'll play Madam Hydra. Let's see, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, if it costs 4 or more. Milling, is this going to be like an escape deck? It might be. Looks fairly budget too. Alright, we're going to go ahead, play Madam Hydra, and force them to pass the check. It's entirely possible that they do, by the way. The Ghost Shintai Shrines are decently good shrines. The only one I don't play is the Honden, because I don't want to deck myself. No, you still want to play that. You still want to play that. Also, I've got... I can go with Roaming Throne. I get to cast all 3 of these. Or I can cast Ultron. What are the odds that they're just going to have like a red portal? You know what? Nah. Go all in. Whenever another artifact is put your graveyard from the battlefield or anywhere, this creature can counter. Cards leave your graveyard. Lose a life, gain life. When it connive. Let's Red Room Recruit first. It does connive. Yeah, you want to play the Blue Honden because the Blue Honden draws your cards. If you're worried about decking out, that's probably a sign that you should include some cards that will actually help you win. Hey, Green Goblin. Might not be what this matchup is. I can also play Roaming Throne. I think I'm just gonna discard it for now. And then I can also Ultron into Auxiliary next turn. Make a copy. I have to pay 2 for that. Wait, my baby. Oh, hallelujah. Dub, 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 yeah, yeah. I'm off and running. Hallelujah. See? Look at how many goons we made. So now we should be able to aggro unless they just like wipe the board. But if they wipe the board... Oh, hey. Well, that happened. Well, I guess I'm just going to go ahead and... Yeah, we'll go ahead and just replay Madam Hydra. Well... Oh, they are just hard blue-red control, huh? Alright, Madam Hydra. You are... lead of duty. I'm gonna leave you in the graveyard, actually, because I can buy you back later if I hit the right card. Never another non-token. Alright, let's dash out the Ragavan. What would they do with that? Is it charm? Kill the Ragavan. That's fine by me. Go ahead and play the Green Goblin. Mill 3, return it instant sorcery, return it instant sorcery. Yeah, they're just full on red blue control. Look at the top 6 cards, reveal a non-creature non-land, put into your hand. They get a Psych Rift. Put a card, draw a card for each card you did. I can actually connive? All the Week's not going to help me out. Now it might. Go for damage. We're just gonna discard this mountain anyway. Yeah, okay. Baron Struck. Alright. So then... play Baron Struck. Baron Struck comes into play. Hold Ultron and the land for discarding purposes. They could just, like, grab, what, Alwyn's Epiphany? I've only got 2 cards in hand. One of them's a Psych Rift. What do? You search your library for an instant or sorcery. 5 mana, that'll take up most of your turn. Okay, yeah. So you're gonna go ahead and try... Yeah, you're gonna wipe again? Yep, okay. Well, we pretty much understood that this was gonna be, like, one of our worst matchups, regardless. I'd say the dual color lands for Marvel is good because it doesn't ask for much. Only that you already control basic land. Yeah, that's not really... Yeah, that's not too much of a hot take. Alright, so then... Here's Doom's Servo Guard. We'll go ahead and loan it out. And then again, I'm going to hold on to this land for looting purposes. White Widow, Dr. Doom's in there, Baron's gone. Paradigm Shifter. Conjure a paradigm into your hand, tap for 2 of any combination. So they could have like the blue paradigm. God, they could have the blue paradigm. Oh, hey. I don't think it's even a question. Just do this now. They have exile cards to the top of your library until you hit 4 or higher. Hypothesis. 4 damage to the target creature. Alright, make them do that. Nope, we want to connive. Ultron from Big. Echo Cavern, I guess, is not ideal. I can play that next turn. If I lose Ultron, I lose Ultron. I guess I could just, like, draw into a land. Honestly, considering that we're up against a control deck that we've just, like, absolutely getting bodied by. Oh, now the Emperor Palmisi can block whatever. Oh, and then it's going to transform into the Lord of Hell. Yeah, it's going to transform into the Master of Hell. Deals a ton of damage as a finisher. Oh, right, and they got the improvisation. Now they get to untap. And we're just going to die. That's 12. Yeah, that's 15 exactly. Okay. We got the tar beaten out of us, but GG's. I mean, it happens. It happens. We are a deck that loses to board wipes, and we got paired against a deck that plays board wipes. Oh, I still love it. Dealing with the enemy with the ghost of what it is. Would you like a game? We're not currently doing games with audience type stuff. Part of that's because this stream, this is the daily grind. Ooh, hello. This is the daily grind. This is that time of the day where we come on and we grind our dailies. And unfortunately, games with friends don't clear dailies. I didn't know Red Blue had a decent number of board wipes. They do. They do. They have a ton of board wipes. Now, granted, they're like usually as high as like 4, maybe 5. There's a couple that will discard big cost spells and then deal damage equal to the cost of the spell. But they do have plenty of board wipes. Don't get it twisted. Blue-Red can play control really well. Also, this is a villain that we can put into the deck now. One that I didn't really want to create. Discard a card, draw a card, lose 2 life, destroy target token. Each player sacks a creature of their choice. Not like a fantastic. Wasn't a priority. I guess we do want the Ox in here then, because I was wondering how often we would have to, like, whether we actually had a chance at getting to the long game. But it is happening just enough now. So let's see if we can find a cut for him real. Minotaur, Roxanne, CEO. Goes into the 6-drop pile over here. That does bring up our curve a wee bit, but should be fine. Gotcha, my push the diamond is there. Platinum secured. Excellent day. Wouldn't resonating loot not make it then be played easier? Resonating loot? There's Disruptor Flute. You'll have to elaborate on what you're talking about there, Teddy. Okay, let's see. So we want to put the Minotaur in for sure. Ultron Annihilator is the card I still haven't had a chance to try out. We haven't seen Modok or Madame Mask really at all. The games that I've been playing this. I might need to pull out Electra, I guess. Electra's utility seems fairly minimal. It does let me recast a villain to get more goon. Crossbones does a surprising amount of damage, which is great. Moonstone helps us out with all that discard. Roaming Throne. Maybe I shouldn't have discarded. Maybe I should not discard? No, the Roaming Throne wouldn't have. Mary's God of War is good. Shriek Troublemaker can remove blockers. It's just like dual tactics. I put Unbury and raise the Draugr here because this is a 2-mana basically draw 2 villains. You can crash into the red-blue artifact from Strixhaven that essentially gives you double mana for instant increase. Yeah, you're right. That does make it easier to cast, yeah. Rise the Draugr, Talisman. I also won an Alchemy that, like, we literally just played against in that first game against the Iroh Storm deck. That was doubling all their spells. Like, that would double the Wraths too and make the Wraths even bigger. Think. I still think cut down good. I might need to put in like a flare, perhaps? A flare could go a long way. But it's still hard to like justify pulling out any more creatures because we need a threshold of creatures. We're currently playing 43 creatures, of which 39 are villains. That feels like the minimal threshold to actually like play the spam deck that we want. So if we're going to put in a creature, it's either going to be we can actually take out one of our lesser creatures. I don't think it's Meta Man. Carnage is alright. Electra's still in the chop back here. But that's also because I just haven't had a chance to really see Electra. At the same time, I don't know that it's Bullseye. This is 2 damage to any. That takes out like a chump. Jesus. Harbinger. There's cards here that have. I don't want to take out any like the wild 2-drop. Alex Wilder gets his value by being discarded. Hobgoblin is payoff with discarding, but probably could be fine. I don't know. 3/2 fly. You have super. Are you mainly a Rakdos player? I'm an everything. Well, okay. My knee-jerk reaction is to say I'm an everything player. There's very rarely a color combination that I don't or won't play. But you're not wrong that I've got an affinity for Rakdos stuff. Like red-black, red-white, white-black, you know, anything in the Mardu triangle. Blue-green's another favorite of mine. Blue-green's probably a contender for one of my favorite color combinations. Yeah, God. Maybe just pull out Electra. Weird as that is. I don't want to cut Electra, but also not like I'm getting in there. If we find that we need more removal or that a card's underperforming, we can always slot her back in. Remember, chat, don't be afraid to make cuts and to, you know, make a note of something in your maybe board because you can always add it back in later. Want the goblin list? It's my deck. It's this deck for laughs. I mean, I'll take a look at the goblin list. I've also got a goblin list that I play when I just want to play a bunch of scrungles. Bolt, Ragavan, Mimic, with Nick Fury, Agent of Shield, being like a hero equipment deck. How do I feel about this? For Nick Fury, Ragavan can sometimes just win. We don't get to play either of these on turn 1 when we need it most. Okay, I'm gonna ship this back. Goblin list got you to high plat. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, Inquisition, not bad. I don't really want to play Hammerhead out. Ultron is also a little slow. We'll try one more time. This is, once again, not ideal. Very not ideal. Keep the 6, put back Minotaur, I guess. And, Cry, because I couldn't find any of my 2-cost cards. Someone has to bleed for you to play. Eh. That's not really like the I don't know, that doesn't really have like a good taste in my mouth. Like the reason I love playing Rakdos is because of all the interaction it has, right? Like black red can do a pretty much anything in order for interaction. Like it can destroy lands, it can play Thoughtseize effects to attack the hand. You just get to play straight up removal. There's very little that you can actually deal with. Enchantments are a little bit harder, but it's like, whatever, if you can Thoughtseize it out of their hand. And then you also just get to play with some really good, efficient creatures. Call the week. It's not bad, but it's not great either. I can go to 6 mana. I can play Call the Week. After playing a Thane, I'm going to get overrun here because I didn't log into 5. Okay. By playing Ultimate Green Goblin right here, I think I need to. If I play the Ultimate Green Goblin, I can block. I don't want to play Baron Stucker. I might even just, like, discard the Mimic. So, like, there's really no adequate description, right? Like, Rakdos can be so many things. Yeah, I need to go Call the Week, play Madam Hydra, the Baron Stucker, play into Mimic. You make villains cost 1. Beginning of the upkeep, so I would have to discard, like, my mountain. Or I can discard the Mimic. How much mana do I need, realistic? I'm gonna have to sacrifice the Goblin. Pay 1, put a counter on target creature. This each creature with 1/1 counter has hexproof. I mean... yeah, sure. Oh god, I'm still trying to figure out the math here. Because I sack Green Goblin to the Calling Week. I get a treasure off of discarding the mountain. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. I can go 4 into 3. And then it just kind of ends there. The Mimic might actually end up being really important then. This one gets bigger whenever we play a thing. I think I discard the Automaton then, yeah? Yeah, let's discard the Automaton. That works out. That works out. So, I attack it, I get to clear out the Ant and, like, one other thing. I'm willing to make that trade to try and slow them down. I don't think I am. I think I'm just going straight up, sacrifice the Ultimate Green Goblin. Go ahead, play Madam Hydra. Now we get to play Baron Strucker. Now we just, like, keep making goons! Discard the Mimic. Because now where's the Draugr is big. Drop the Echoing Cavern. Pass the turn. Okay. Honestly, if you want a better interaction for the kinds of decks that... if you want a better description for the kinds of decks I like to play... Ooh, Collected Company. A better description for the cards I like to play. I like playing interaction. I like being able to... you know, make decisions on whether or not the opponent is doing something or not. Alright. So they're gonna go ahead and, like... see, hold on. How many creatures? Got 2 in there already. If I just go boom. Like, can't even kill them both. Not necessarily a good attack. Ooh, the Soul Stone. Go. There's a Soul Stone. Here's... can I even play? I can play... I can't do that just yet. Huh. Should not have played the Soul Stone. I should have actually waited. could return the... Just go ahead and pass the turn. And then what I can also do, I can block again. Oh, okay. Hulk. Whenever Hulk attacks, put a counter on each other creature control. Okay, so yeah, it is just like go wide. Bam. Yep. Or pass the blocks. I can go Baron Strucker plus. Like, buy him back that way. Hulk. Sure. Turn 2 targets. We're gonna get back Baron, and we're gonna get back Dean Smith. Oh, hey, Yellow Jacket. Nice of you to join the party. And then you can play Yellow Jacket and try and get like some back. Yeah. Go ahead and connive. Discard the automation again because we just hit moons. Pass the turn. I wonder how a pirate deck with some heist cards would be. I know that's also probably been done to death, but I'm feeling mischievous. Build in and try it out. Alright, so currently that's 4, 7, 8, 10, 12, 14. That's not lethal. Not by any means. So if we go... Block there. Block there. Go. They might have like another overrun or something. But that ends up being the case. That ends up being the case, I guess. Like, it would be a little irregular to be running like some sort of Auron's Assistance, Battle Cry type stuff. Like, you can't transform Peter Parker except as a sorcery, so that's definitely... I'm wildcard broke, so it'll take a while. Yeah, ain't that just the way? You could try making a budget version of it. Okay, so yeah, they're gonna just go ahead and basically throw away a ton of creatures for no particularly great reason. Although I guess I lose my Baron, so I don't get to connive anymore. Alright, go to combat. Attack, attack. Mind Spike is not a card we want. Play the land pass. We might just, like, lose just because Hulk does, like, make everything huge. Okay, so if we hit another land, even if 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're still like 2 man away from being able to harness the Soul Stone. That kind of sucks. This is not what we want. We've definitely been worn down from like bad blocks. But we have a bunch of flyers. That's gonna be 8, 11. It's just free to block here. Okay. Like, you don't normally see... Okay, sure. I don't understand why they're using their removal mid-combat. Like, it doesn't make sense. Does that begin your upkeep, your creature? There's cut down. Alright, so... We just, like, die? I think we do. Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess I'll take that trade. Bullseye, you don't help either. Then I guess just like kill Parker before he goes crazy. This is the Draga game we really didn't want. So maybe what I need to look at is like a paradigm card, right? Yeah, we'll just consider. Paradigm card could go crazy. Like, pay 2, draw 2, be able to cast that every turn. That wouldn't be bad. I'm definitely not... I knew this was going to be something that I wanted to look at going into today. Is I would like to have some way to just, like, reload to help push through damage. Those dual tactics would help with that. But we have something like that in the Shrieker, is what her name is. Discard a card, and then like a creature can't block. So that helps. We just can't be on the back foot. Okay, Dark Rit, Villainous Hideout, followed by Crossbones, Modok, Oh, this is dicey. Because we have the turn 2 Madam Hydra, but then we're missing everything else. Like, this curve is really high. I'll keep it because I want to try it out, but okay. Okay, so now we have to think for a second. We could go with a next turn Modok. But I think it is just better to get Madam Hydra online. We have the 3rd land, so we do get to play the Automaton. Yep, alright, so this is the... Which Shala is this? Enters or attacks, you make a Tat Vibranium. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, mana value 4 or greater, put 2 counters onto Shala. Destructible, add a colorless, mana can't be spent to cast a non-artifact spell, so it's basically a Power Stone. I think for raw efficiency, I'm playing the Machinesmith Automaton. I would love to be able to use the Duress. Actually, you know what? I'm going to Duress first. Because if I draw a land, I can play Crossbones. If I don't, then I just do this. Yeah, that's, can't let that happen. They do have Roaming Throne, which is obnoxious. Very Zone Guard. Hedron Archive is also a problem. Son of a bitch. Top deck Patriarch's Humiliation. Okay. No, I guess I got a free blocker now. Fatal Push. I can hit Shala. Play the Automaton. I think this game's already locked. Not having anything to do early game besides the ramp is just not gonna work. This hand's dicey. The deck's dicey because we want early interaction and fast mana. Having just one or the other isn't gonna get there. We need both. Like, did we just get matched up against the same player? I think we did. So, like, this gives us stuff to do early. We've got Ragavan on turn 1. But... okay, so this is fast mana. Something to do early. Raise a draw guard to get stuff back. Bullseye, potentially to, like, shoot stuff. No red mana to actually play... Madam. All the weak doesn't work at anything big to play, so mulligan again. Swooping Scoundrel, Metallic Mimic, God of War, Ultron. Am I willing to go down to 4 on this? Like, I can play the Mimic, and we can try doing, like, Ares God of War stuff. Ares will attack in as a 5/4. 2-2. One more time. Vampiric Tutor is literally whatever we want it to be. Bahana Ridge comes to play tapped. No, I'm gonna pick that up. Nope, I lost, so that's a sad face. Remember, sad face, if you lose, sad face. If you win, happy face. Every time. The devs have said they do find like some meaningful data with that, but it's just like the things that you find have to be so statistically significant for that to work, right? When I have to imagine, you know, the player experience of like having that pop up just like every so often. Like, I don't know, I just feel Alright, we'll try that again. We have plenty of early drops. I have as much fast mana as I can cram into it. I don't think sacrifice would fit in, although maybe it would. Maybe that's worth it. I don't know. We can't cash in like a token for it. Again, the Phyrexian Tower is biting me in the ass. Unless the crook makes a tower. That might, wait, no, this might actually work. This might actually work. I think we can try this out. It sucks that we don't have like turn 1 Thoughtseize, but oh wait, no, now I can go Villainous Hideout into Common Crook. Phyrexian Tower, sacrifice the crook. That'll be 5 mana. I can potentially go into a Modic. Don't want to go with Madam Hydra. But then I've also got Raise the Draugr. I can buy back the crook. I can also buy back Hydra if she dies. That might be the play. Alien Master Disguise. Playing against Dr. Doom, this is the face commander for the villain deck. Whenever you discard one or more land cards, each opponent loses 2 life. Beginning of combat, target villain. Knives. I saw someone playing this use the chameleon so that way they could double up on triggers. I am probably running Madam into counter magic for this, but I'm gonna do it anyway because then I can still, because I have the ability to buy her back. That's what happened. Oscorp Industries. Damage from a graveyard, you lose 2 life. Oh, right. Forgot about the Oscorp. Frantic Search, discard, try and dig for... There's still, like, enough new cards going on around right now because of the Marvel set. That's hard to know exactly what some of these decks are going to be doing. Some of them are easy enough, like Iron Man. Frantic Search, got rid of the Avengers, got rid of Tombstone. Reanimate Tombstone, get back Chameleon? Yeah, I guess that works. Alright, terminate the Madam, sure. Then Loki gets in for 2, whatever. I can play Modic. Like, start... Also got Green Goblin here. I've also got Madam Mask. If I play Madam Mask, I can start making some... Start, like, using the Phyrexian Tower. Not quite what I want to be doing, but I'll take it. Discard the Mythic. Dr. Doom costs 1 less. They've got a Chameleon. They've got 3 cards left in hand. I need to start navigating this because I want to go Phyrexian Tower, sack the Goon. Oh, the Patchwork Banner? Okay, they're just playing, like, villain stuff. Okay. We're gonna take, like, a chunk of damage here. Madam Hydra, get back the Common Crook. Phyrexian Tower. If I hit, like, a land right now, I'm feeling pretty good about that. Go combat. Attack with the Crook, actually. Yeah, attack with the Crook. Because then if, like, they double block, then I just take out the Loki. Alright, that's what I thought. Actually, hold on. Cancel that. Delay that order. I didn't hit a land, right? Yeah, I didn't hit a land. So raise the Drogar. Gets me back my Madam. And something else. I only have 3 mana left over. Let's go sacrifice here. Play Modok. They have 2 mana, so they can counter Modok if they have 1, but excellent. Okay, activate. And then we're gonna dig. Dr. Doom is a good one. Stone it. Find value. I wouldn't mind just like getting back Adam. Get back. Start the Green Goblin. And the turn. We can discard Carnage. Carnage can get back something that costs 3 or less. So it can get back the Metallic Mimic, actually. I'm trying to navigate this as best as I can. Oh, right. Modok is currently undoing the buffing from Patchwork Banner. That's good. Oh, Modok ate it. That's fine. We still have Raise the Draugr. Get back Modok and everything else. This is not how we want this to go, though. So I need to get Madam back ASAP. And... okay. Yeah. There we go. That's what I needed. I needed more. And... I'll still go attack and take out Loki. And then that's just free, so now we're gonna go ahead, sacrifice here. Raise the Draugr. Turn 2 creatures, get back Madam, and now we get back Mop. The options are, is it Rakdos or Grixis? Think of doing Grixis. Grixis would give you the best spread of pirates in the heist scene if you want to do that. Only go that way if you already have all of your fetch lands, your shocks, your surveils, your verges, etc., etc., etc. Because you are going to need really good mana to make a budget version work. Anytime that you build a budget version of a deck, everything needs to go into your mana first and foremost. I've built 3-color decks that just, they can't keep up. They can't keep up. Because, oh, destroy target land. Battlefield tap. Okay. Oh, they might hit my villain's hideout. Oh no, they chose different mode. I mean, that's... And then I lost Madam Hydra again. No. Yep, and then she costs 6. Go ahead, grab my head. Oh, it's one or both. Gotcha. Okay. If I top deck into it like another, still fine though, right? Yeah. Go ahead, grab red. We're gonna continue to play Madam Hydra until morale improves. Would need to get one of the Admiral Brasses to get started. Yeah, I think Admiral Brass would be potentially good for that. Okay, yeah, they're gonna go ahead, they're gonna play Doom, and I think this is the point where we can start taking over the game. Guess we play Moonstone, we could play Ultron's Auxiliary. And we could start getting all the value there. Yeah, that's what we... I also do just want to, like, play Modic. I can now. But we're gonna do that next turn, I think. Yeah, let's do that next turn. No attacks, past turn. I'm being a little greedy by taking this turn to set up Moonstone. But I think if we do that and we get to resolve the Modic, we just, like, take over. God damn it! Archfiend Ifner just, like, melts my entire field. Yep. God damn it. Alright, that's gonna be our loss. Because I'm just not running removal. Goblin does everything that we want to believe in is just like gonna be worse. Furry. Dr. Doom, I can start trying to like draw extra cards. Hello. Maybe if we get like the metallic mimic out, actually. Go ahead, discard that. Card Carnage. Fine. I mean, I don't know why that would actually work. Next, past turn. And like we just keep losing the Archfiend of Ifner. That's frustrating. The theory really was just like play the efficient removal, like the super low cost removal that helps us get through, but it's just not working. I was really hoping the tempo would get us there. But instead, we keep getting into these situations where it's like one card that takes over. Like, Cut Down works really well if you have a defined meta. Like a competitive Brawl where you have to be able to answer Katara. Not so much in casual queue when you can just kind of run up against anything. If I was to do that, I would need to play like I would want to play more Braid. I would want to play more Bitter Triumph. The rub isn't. Nah. Tried a few more. And a lot more focused when you start getting above 2. I don't think I understand the question, Ted. Like the general reason why I'm playing 1 mana removal spells is the idea that I don't have consistent turn 1 plays that apply pressure. And I want to try and up as much of my turn 1 interaction as possible. Because as soon as I start hitting like 2, 3 mana, I'm trying to get set up for the villain spam as much as possible. So this deck is a little bit of a glass cannon. It's not like I was expecting it to be otherwise. But what was the big issue in that game? That we had like some something to do early on, but we just had like way too many like top-end stuff. Yeah, that should have been a mulligan. This is definitely not a deck where you can just like take a hand and then play it. You're going to need to understand exactly what it is you're trying to do, what your matchup is, that sort of thing. But when it gets going, ooh, baby. I just have to be willing to go down to 5. Alright, we're on the play. Brook, Jacket, Ragavan. Villain's Hideout doesn't cast Ragavan. We're up against Rafellos, so I'm going to take the mulligan on that. Alright, so we have turn 2 interaction. Servo Guards, Red Room Recruit. None of this stops Rafellos. Is this just good enough? We can discard, like, the Talisman to the Red Room Recruit. Might have to be. I don't necessarily like leading on Hideout. Maybe no, I was supposed to put the Trawler. Maybe not, actually. Trawler's another card I can, like, discard to the... It also just might end up being our land, depending on what I... Alright. Rafellos gets to untap. We did not pass the interaction test. So, here we go, I guess. Yep, Ashaya makes everything big. We have Mind Spike. Like in Talisman, Madam Mask is here. If I Mind Spike... What am I doing? Got 4 mana. I can go 4 down to 2, back up to 3. Red Room Recruit, Mind Spike. I'll mind that. Alright, that takes out a Planeswalker, I guess. Then... play the Mock, actually. Surveil, Bullseye. That does deal with Rafellos next. I would call the Pirate deck Seize of Piracy. I was thinking Ahoy, but I feel that'd be too on... See? Interaction check. Rafellos is a stupid easy deck to beat because you just kill the Twink over and over again. But we didn't pass. That can go faster than we can. Every time I see Ulamog, I curse the heavens. Anytime my opponent wins, I curse the heavens. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Playing Magic means that every time that I queue into a game, my opponent should just auto-concede so I can just get free wins. In fact, even better, they should just like sit there and not even play cards and just let me play all the cards. Because then that's how I would get like 100% of the fun. Come on now, that wouldn't be fun. 100% disagree. 100% disagree. I think the point of playing a game with another person is so that I can feel good about myself by triumphing over another human person. This is a joke, by the way. I think that, you know, if you get into a fighting game, if you play, if you play with real human people, then the actual point of the game is to win 100% of the time. It's not about self-improvement. It's not about, like, you know, enjoying and having fun with the process. I think it's 100% whether you win or lose. And if you're not winning, then why are you playing? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's annoying to see a creature that just exiles your deck from just being cast. And I'm saying it's annoying that people play creatures at all that can, like, hit me back. They're playing Vraska Golgari, so this is going to be really super mid-rangey deck. I can at least go Mind Spike, Inquisition into Black Market. So we'll see if this gets there. Fellas show me how bad dealing with elves can be. Or fellas should show you how bad not having removal in your opening hand should be. If we're being honest. Which it does in fact do quite frequently. Alright, so they have a grief in their hand. They decide not to pitch the Grave Warden. So gotta hit both. Especially gets 1/1, begin your end step. A creature entered and died. Return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. That is a problem. The wreck stage means that I just like lose my black market though. That's kind of a... Entered and a creature died. Burn it. So like this just feeds... Yeah. I'm gonna have to take that because like I don't even get to do anything otherwise. Because like this comes back regardless of whether I take it or not. I could cycle the Mind Spike, but I'm just gonna play out the jacket. So that way I can start getting like some pressure. And then the Black Market Connection can also just like start getting stuff back. And we'll see if this is good enough. Oh wait, no, you destroy target non-land permanent mana value 3 or less, don't you? Sure do. Alright, we'll pretend that the Black Market Connection is just bait for Vraska then. When I do make the Pirate deck, it'd be my first Grixis deck. Have fun with that. Oh no, they're just gonna play the Haywire Might. I'll eat the Black Market Connection that way. They can still like play the Grief next turn too. Target creature you control, target creature in your graveyard perpetually gains. When a creature you control with great mana value, then this card dies, returns to the battlefield tapped. This is brutal, if I'm being honest. I want to cast Madam Hydra. If they grief, I lose one of these cards. I can play Dr. Doom. I've got Raise the Draugr, I'll be fine. Vraska can't kill the Hydra. So now they're going to try and like get their value engine established. I said Hot One didn't look that bad. That's why I'd be more comfortable in the Duskborn Greenhouse. Yeah. Okay, so they currently still have Grief. I can't play Modok. Mind Spike is just a redraw. Alright, we're chilling. They can still grief at like any time too. Alright, so they're gonna grief me. I expect them to take the Modok, but I guess the Raise the Draugr would be a little bit better. Like, it's gonna be one of these two cards. I can just get back the Modok, but the Raise the Draugr would let me do that and then also draw a card, so it might just be take the Draugr. At which point I will play the Modok out if I hit a land. Otherwise, I can just play Alex out. Yeah, they take the Raise the Draugr. Sack another permanent, draw a card. Oh, and then Haywire Might gets to come back. Right. Well, I guess it's Goon time. Oh, and they reanimate my Yellow Jacket? Okay, sure. That's a pretty big chain. Huh. Alright, we're just gonna go ahead and cycle this. Minotaur is... I want... This is pretty fucking... The good news is I can kill pretty much anything. Yeah. Alright. Cast Alex Wilder, make more Goon. Yeah, they just have, like, infinite value. This is disgusting. And I am not equipped to deal with this. I'm trying to play aggro spam, and I don't get to play aggro spam. Would Edge of Eternity be any fun to live in? That belies a fundamental misunderstanding of what exactly Edge of Eternity is. The blockers. Here. Here. I lose the token regardless. I think I'm gonna jump with the token. Might be doing this just to like reanimate the grief, honestly. What's the misconception about Edge of Eternity? Edge of Eternity isn't like a singular place. It is literally the entirety of space. For what plane? I don't know, but like, that's what it is. Nowhere to run, hitting Dr. Doom. That's what it's. Oh, now I can hit Modic, I guess. And then... if I'm Modic, everything's... If I hit Madam Mask, I can dive that way. If I play Modic, I just get to attack with Madam Hydra as well. Yeah, go to combat. Both at Vasca. Creature in. Would the same argument apply to Thunder Junction being a plane that has a whole lot of desert? No, not even close. Because Thunder Junction is fundamentally like an actual plane that's being imperialized by what you call it, Innistrad. I want to play the Minotaur next turn. Got Doombot here. I think I've got more 3 drops than. Go ahead and discard the Doom. Like, Thunder Junction is not just a barren wasteland. That is propaganda purported by people who were trying to like spread across the American Western Plains, and that was their justification for why they could just like go into indigenous lands and seize them. It is the single #1 thing that I hate most about Thunder Junction. Thunder Junction is in fact an inhabited plane. They call it empty, but it's not. Like, we see like actual cactus folk and like remnants of civilization there, and then like the whole set is more focused on, oh boy, rootin', tootin', pointing, shooting cowboy stuff, to actually like, you know, investigate and show off what the world is actually about. Whereas Edge of Eternity is just like the concept of space and spacecraft, because it's trying to basically say, hey, this is how Magic can do space. Space is okay. And like, it's cool. Space is a sci-fi setting, works in Magic the Gathering. And like, if you want to be a little bit more cynical about it, it's like, oh, and also, you know, this is why we can do Star Trek coming out later this year. TM. Why did they take over the Cactus Folks' home? Because they could. Because they could. Now here's the thing, right? There is no deeper reason given by Wizards like lore building in the set for why it happened. It essentially comes down to, hey, it's a, you know, a vast open world, and you know, it's up for the grabs, and they wanted to do a cowboy set. So the Doyle-less explanation is that they wanted to do a cowboy set, so they just stuck like a bunch of villains from a bunch of different planes into this area so they could put them all in cowboy hats. The Watsonian experience is that it is, again, a, quote, empty land, and they just can't do anything. They just can't do anything about that. So really, what we do here is what is called interpreting literature as presented, right? So we understand the language of cowboys, Wild West, saloons, and all that. We see the Wild West, and we don't see a lot of like in-text written explanation for why a thing is. Okay, the opponent has decided that they... No, I could like play this and then play the move. I'm gonna finish that thought right after I finish this turn. I think the opponent has given up on the game, but I'm still gonna do it like this. What are they holding priority on? They have like just and spell. But anyway, so because there's no explanation in text for what is going on here with this indigenous land, then we have to take clues and we have to draw the parallels that are inspiring them. And unfortunately, what we have are some really bad implications that make this as distasteful as it is. All right, that was definitely slow. Change things up. Opponent has given up. Mortal Kombat voice. Finish them. I wish I could, but I can't. If like you know, the reason that I'm winning is because they had to rush off to the toilet to do hot girl shit. Take a quick look here. So, dual tactics here is actually really good for getting through markers. I've been getting pretty happy with this. The issue is that this doesn't replace like actual removal, which is what we need. I'd want to put the Bitter Triumph back in since we also have the Bitter Triumph is interesting here because we do have the ability to actually like discard stuff and sack stuff. For that matter, discard, destroy effects like bone shards here might find their way in. And I still need to be able to do this without like cutting stuff out. I need to cut out the Brexing Tower. Getting bitten often. Brexing Tower. Oh, it was right here, right? I'm not crazy. Dark Fortress, Blood Crypt. Up. Oh, it's at the top. Oh. Right. Okay. So just to like finish the Thunder Junction train of thought, like basically, because WotC did not like provide the information, we have to draw from the context clues provided, and what it does is basically paints a picture of we had life and people here that are being shoved aside for this rush of people that are coming in through the Omen Pass and doing things that the plan had not been originally did. Like the Omen Pass basically opened this world up to being invaded. And if they really wanted to make this like, you know, a truly uninhabited land, like, you know, just take it for what it is at its face, then they needed to not include things like the cactus people or local animals or creatures or anything like that that would like, you know, show up naturally. Everything would have to come from off world, literally everything. But because they included some, that provides us proof that there was. Ergo. And it looks interesting. I mean, New Capenna is probably like one of the more modern versions of probably one of the planes that's closest to being modern without being mundane, because it is just what Roaring 20s gangster mafia type stuff. Alec Mimic, you are starting to become a liability. I don't mind taking because you're not a villain that casts stuff. Roaming Throne, do double triggers, so I'm willing to give you keep the bone, put the bone shards in first. The other creatures are Ragavan, which can sometimes run the game away. The treasures we can get off Ragavan can it's Wolf. Like, some people really will just like scoop up to a turn 1 Ragavan. The treasure can be very nice if we connect. But I feel like without the removal to help him get through, we don't actually want Ragavan, weirdly enough. I'll take the Bitter Triumph. And then the other non-villain creatures that we have besides Roaming Throne are Bogger Trawler, which is actually a land. Don't get it twisted, it's a land. That's it. Don't mess the crime families and you're good. That's the problem with something with a place like New Capenna. You're getting pulled into crime whether you want to or not. Like, you can try and keep your head down, but sooner or later, everyone gets pulled in. Like, hell, you can just be like, you know, doing your normal job, but someone puts a hit out, and the boys go out with those Chicago typewriters. Bam, bam, boom. Let's get one more game in, and then we'll wrap things up, shall we? When you got a mafia that's like, you know, pushing drugs on the street, violence in the streets, manipulating, bribing officials, getting involved in elections, corruption everywhere, you ain't safe. You ain't safe just because you decided not to get involved. Which family do you think looks the least worst? That's like asking, like, you know, which finger do you want to stab off? Which finger do you think is the least painful to stab off? At which point it's like, I don't know. Like, you need your pinky for grip. You need your ring finger for grip. There's probably like an actual anatomical answer for which finger you could live without. This is Clement Novice Acolyte. If they're playing it as mono white, then there's a good chance that this is just going to be mono white beatdown, and we need to like go. Inquisition would be helpful. Mind Spike would clear the way, but we don't have any way to like accelerate. Dark Rit helps a lot. Ares God of War could actually be really good for that. And we have Bone Shards. I can't cast the Dark Ritual off of this, but I'm going to keep this off of the idea that we can top deck our way into a swamp. What was Kamigawa about? I'm going to assume that you mean the original Kamigawa. Kamigawa was originally about a war against the spirits. Lord Honda something kidnapped the Grand Spirit Egg. Spirits got pissed and they waged war against humanity. And now I'm in trouble. Now I am in trouble. I just missed a land. That's exactly what I want to do. I just got time walked. I don't even think it's worth playing out the Super Adaptoid just yet. One of the grows. We gave your end step. Let's get a mulligan on this. Let's get a mulligan on this and try a new game real quick. Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. You know what Neon Dynasty is about. We talked about it the other day. Kamigawa Neon Dynasty is about how the Phyrexians figured out how to complete Planeswalkers. It's also the backstory for the Wandering Emperor and Kaido. And that's all it's about. Like, all these one and done sets, they don't get a lot of story to them. Alright. Sucks that that's how we have to end it, but I am officially out of time. I can't keep going. Alright, so let's go ahead and end things there. Folks, thank you so much for hanging out. If you're on the YouTube side, go ahead and give us a like, give us a subscribe. Let anyone know about the stream. Might be about the stream. Meanwhile, we're gonna go ahead and raid things out. It is like super up against time. We're gonna go ahead and just drop everyone off. Fine. And then we'll be back tomorrow for the usual daily grind shenanigans. Doing dailies, farming Final Fantasy, and just hanging out while we do dailies. Always happy to hang out with you. Always happy to hang out with you too, Lucky. Alright, and then we're gonna go ahead and go. Catch you all tomorrow. Same hero time, same hero channel. Bye.